Welcome to another Throwback Thursday video, and this time we're covering Maniac Mansion for the Nintendo Entertainment System. I'm going to show you how to beat the game with all the different kids, show you all the different endings you can get, and show you how to kill everyone. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and obey. In order to beat the game, we're going to need to make it into the laboratory. So first, let's talk about how to get to the lab. The first obstacle you're going to come up against is getting inside the mansion. All you have to do is pull on the doormat, and then you can use the key in the front door to let everyone inside. The next obstacle we're going to come up against is Nurse Edna in the kitchen. So just take one of your kids and throw them into the kitchen. Nurse Edna is going to throw them into the dungeon, but at least she won't be in the kitchen anymore. And don't worry about having a kid in the dungeon. You're going to want one in there to push the loose brick so other kids can get out of the dungeon. With Nurse Edna out of the way, head through the kitchen and the dining room until you get to the pantry, then pick up the fruit drinks on the shelf. Then head up to the art room and pick up the bowl of wax fruit. When you get to the third floor, you're going to come across the green tentacle, who won't let you pass until he gets some food, so feed him the bowl of wax fruit. But then he says he's thirsty, so give him the fruit drinks. Only if you do it in that order will he move aside and let you head up to the fourth floor. Let's do it out of order. First, we'll give the fruit drinks to the green tentacle. Great. Now, give the bowl of wax fruit to the green tentacle. Perfect. But now, when we try to pass, he's like, whoa, where's my drink? Any of the kids can do this to get past the green tentacle, except Bernard, who will scream, I can't do it, and then run away like a coward. Now that you've made it up to the fourth floor, head to the second to last room and use this hunk-o-matic machine. That'll help us get past the next objective because you'll feel much stronger. Next, we'll need to get underneath the house, but you can't do that without moving the bushes and opening the grating, which you can't do without using the hunk-o-matic. Once you're underneath the house, we'll be able to get to the water valve. Before you turn off that water valve, we need to get to the pool, which is going to require picking up the silver key here in the basement. You can use that silver key in the yellow door that's in the pantry room past the kitchen. Heading through that door will lead you to the pool. Now we're ready to switch back to that kid under the house. Have the kid who's underneath the house turn on the water valve. This will empty the water out of the pool. Switch back to the kid who's by the pool and have them head down the ladder. Now that the pool's empty, you can pick up the glowing key that's on the bottom of the pool. Once you have the glowing key, head back up the ladder and get out of the pool. Quickly switch back to the kid who's under the house and turn off that water valve, otherwise the house will explode. Now we need to get into Ed's room, but we don't want Ed to be there. So have one of your kids go into Ed's room and get caught on purpose. Ed will take this kid to the basement and you'll have a small window for another kid to head into Ed's room. The other way we can get Ed out of his room is by having one of the kids ring the doorbell. Ed will think his package has arrived and he'll go check to see who's there. While Ed's at the front door, this is your chance to have a kid slip into his room. In the room we need the card key, which is underneath the hamster. So first get the hamster, then get the card key. Now we're ready to head to the dungeon. To get into the outer door of the secret lab, you have to use the glowing key in the upper and the lower padlock. Once you get the outer door open, you're going to have to enter a password to open the inner door, and that's going to be the password to the high score of the meteor machine. You can find out what the high score on the machine is when Dr. Fred plays it, but if the power's out, the high score will be 0. 0, 0, 0, 0. But getting into the secret lab is just the beginning. Next, we're going to have to figure out how to get past the purple tentacle. In this room, you're going to run across one of the biggest obstacles in the game, and that is the purple tentacle. Trying to get past the purple tentacle will just get you met with this scene where you get thrown back in the dungeon. So how do we get past him? Well, each character has their own unique way. First, let's talk about Sid and Razor. They're the musicians of the group. As the musician, the first thing you need is the cassette tape. So we're going to head to the library and push on this loose panel. That'll reveal the cassette tape. Get that and we can head to the music room on the second story. In the music room, you're going to put the cassette tape in the cassette recorder. Make sure you turn on the cassette recorder. Once things are rolling, have Sid or Razor go over and play the piano. Once you're done, turn off the tape recorder and grab your cassette. But before you leave the room, turn on the television and watch the commercial. Watching this lets you know where you can send demo tapes and manuscripts to get contracts. Now that we have our cassette and we know the publisher's address, it's time to head up to the Green Tentacle's room. Here you're going to want to play the cassette in his Mondo stereo. The good news is the Green Tentacle thinks you're a genius and definitely wants to start a band with you. So he's going to leave a demo tape here on the bed. Make sure you pick up that demo tape. We have to find a way to send it to the publisher so we can get this Green Tentacle famous. Next, wait for the doorbell to ring. When you hear that, head outside and steal the package. You'll need to get this before Ed makes it to the door. When Ed gets to the door, that's a perfect time to have one of the other kids sneak into his room to steal the card key. Plus, we're gonna have to steal a couple dimes this time. Once you make it into Ed's room, and after you pick up the card key, head over to the piggy bank and try to get it. It'll tell you that it's nailed and glued to the table. So then just try to open the piggy bank. It'll break. Here, you can grab 2 dimes. We're gonna need those for later. Next, we're gonna wanna head back to this pantry room and pick up the glass jar on the shelf. Then head outside back to the pool. Once there, use the glass jar on the pool, and that'll fill it with radioactive pool water. After you get that pool water, we're gonna head back inside. Stop by the fridge when you pass the kitchen and pick up the can of Pepsi. Now you wanna head up to the last room on the 4th floor hallway. In this room, you're going to use that glass jar that's full of radioactive pool water on the plant. That's going to make it grow up to the ceiling. Except now it's a bit angry, so we're going to grab an ice cold Pepsi and give that to the plant. Now it feels refreshed. After that, we can climb up the plant into an attic area where we'll find a giant telescope. On the wall you'll find a machine. This is where we're going to use the dime. Put the dime in the coin slot. That'll let you push one of the buttons. We want to push the right button. That's going to rotate the telescope for us. Then you're going to want to rinse and repeat. That's right. Use another dime in the coin slot and then push that right button. You can check you did everything right by using the powerful telescope. You should see this scene here with a little spider. Now you're going to need to get into Nurse Edna's room. I would send one of the kids in there, and while Nurse Edna is throwing that kid in the dungeon, you can send someone else in while she's away. While Nurse Edna's away, have another kid slip into the room and climb up the ladder. After you turn on the light in the attic, pull or open the painting to reveal a wall safe. Now we're going to need to head back to this powerful telescope, because it's pointed at the combo for that wall safe that we can't quite read. Now that you have the combination, switch back to the kid who's above Edna's room and use that combination in the wall safe. That'll open up the wall safe, and now we can take the envelope. Once you escape the attic and Edna's room, head to the right at the end of the hall where the plant was. In here you'll find a typewriter. Use the envelope with the typewriter, and the musician will type the address to the publisher on the envelope for you. Now we have what we need to get that demo tape to the producer. First thing you want to do is open the package, and then you'll see some stamps fall off. Next, we're going to want to turn on the faucet in the kitchen, and then use that empty glass jar, the same one we used on the plant, with the faucet. Now the jar is full of tap water. Then you want to open the microwave. Use the glass jar full of tap water in the microwave. Next, you're going to want to use the envelope in the microwave. And once you have the glass jar with tap water and the envelope in the microwave, close the door and turn on the microwave. Now you can open the microwave and grab the envelope. If you try to open the envelope now, the steam you created helps the envelope open so that you can reuse it again. Plus, you find a quarter inside. Okay, we're finally ready. Now use your cassette tape, the demo tape, with the envelope. Now, use your stamps that you got off the package on the envelope. Now we need to head outside to the mailbox. Oh, don't worry, there's even more steps. Now what you want to do is open the mailbox. And then you have to use the envelope with the mailbox. And then you have to close the mailbox. And then you have to pull the flag. I like to think that a lot of people out there don't know what the heck that means. Make sure you wait inside the house also. The mailman won't show up if you wait outside. After a while, you're going to come across this cutscene where the publisher receives your demo tape. He thinks you're great, thinks you're going to be a mega hit in fact. He's going to sign you right now and send a contract back to the house. Wait a little bit longer and the contract will show up in the mailbox. Get the contract and show it to the Green Tentacle. He's going to be so excited you got a recording contract for him. You guys are going to start a band, and it's going to be called GT and the Suction Cups. You're going to make videos and everything. But this is the important part. He says he's going to protect you no matter what. Now let's go back to that purple tentacle. Now that we've cut a deal with the green tentacle, go ahead and take your chances against the purple tentacle. He'll start to talk all tough about how he's going to throw you in the dungeon. But then guess who shows up? That's right, it's your new bandmate, the green tentacle. The green tentacle is going to take care of the purple tentacle for you. Once he does, you're free to go ahead into the laboratory. But what if you're not a musician? And that brings us to Wendy. She's the writer of the group. Here's how she's going to get past the purple tentacle. When you're in this hallway after the steel security door, head into the first room. This is Dr. Fred's medical office, and if you head over to the desk and open it, you'll find a terribly written manuscript. Wendy's going to be able to fix that. Head up to the 4th story in the last room that has the typewriter and have Wendy use the manuscript on it. She'll retype it and make it a better manuscript. Now that Wendy has the manuscript, she's going to need to send it to the publisher, just like the musicians did. Don't forget you have to watch the show in the TV room so that Wendy has the address for the publisher. Then you get to go back through all the fun steps of getting the envelope, getting the stamps, typing the address on the envelope, getting it in the mail. Then you just have to wait for the publisher to get the manuscript. Now this is the Meteor's manuscript, and Wendy's retyped it to make it better. The publisher reads it, thinks it's genius, and sends a contract to Mr. Meteor right away. Now that we've gotten the contract, give it to the purple tentacle, and he'll gladly move out of your way, seeing that you're trying to help Mr. Meteor get his contract. But what if you're not a writer? And this brings us to Michael. He's the photographer of the group, and this is how he gets past the purple tentacle. While you're in the pantry getting the fruit drinks, have someone try and get the developer on the top shelf. It doesn't have to be Michael, and when they do, it'll fall and break over the grating on the floor. The room with the Hulk-O-Matic has a bathroom next to it. Head into the bathroom and you can get the sponge by the sink. Now that we have the sponge, we need to get underneath the house, where you open the grating to get to the water valve. You'll notice a strange puddle on the floor. This is the developer. Use the sponge in the developer and it'll soak it up so you can use it later. In this run, we're also going to need the package, but not for the stamps. We need the actual package so we can give it to Ed. Go into Ed's room, and when he tries to throw you in the dungeon, there's enough time to give him the package. He'll get excited that you gave him his commando package and offer to team up with you against the evil Meteor, but you're going to have to find his roll of film that he lost first. Head out front and look by the bushes to find a tiny roll of film that got dropped. In the same spot where you first had to deal with the green tentacle, there's a door you can open to get into this photography room. What you want to do now is use the sponge in the developer tray. Then you're going to use that roll of film you just found out front in the developer tray. This is where Michael does all his fancy work. After that, take your newly developed roll of film and give it to Ed. And then Ed tells you to meet him in the lab in 10 minutes. But don't worry, you don't have to wait 10 minutes, just head to the lab now. Once Ed's on your side, head into the laboratory to try to get past that purple tentacle. He'll start running his mouth about throwing you into the dungeon, and then good old Weird Ed shows up to save the day. But what if you're not a photographer? Not into music or writing or photography? That's okay, neither is Bernard. He's the nerd, and he can get through the mansion faster than anybody else. In this game, being a nerd means you can also fix radios. Have Bernard open the old-fashioned radio and get the radio tube. Now you're going to want to head up to the 4th floor to Dr. Fred's room. Use your radio tube in the tube socket, and then read the wanted poster on the wall. This is going to give you the phone number to call for the Meteor Police, who are looking for one murderous purple slimy meteor. If found, call 0525. Once you have the phone number, turn on the radio and then use that number in the radio. This will let you call the Meteor Police and be able to report that purple murderous meteor is on Earth. The police tell you to make sure the lab is unlocked and they'll meet you there in 5 minutes. Wait out here in the dungeon until after the Meteor Police head inside. The Meteor Police will leave a badge on the ground. Pick up that badge and head inside. Now give the badge to the purple tentacle and he'll get out of your way in no time. And we almost forgot about Jeff. You know why? Because Jeff doesn't do anything. I don't even know why he's here. So what do you do if you're using Jeff and you want to get past the purple tentacle? Well, there is a glitch that any kid can use. First, have one of your kids head outside and ring the doorbell. After you ring the doorbell, you'll see a cutscene of Ed wondering who's at the door. After that cutscene, have one of your kids head into the laboratory. Now all you have to do is wait for another cutscene to play, and we know the cutscene's gonna play when Ed gets to the front door. For some reason how this works is because a cutscene happened while you were in this room before the purple tentacle could react to you. He's now frozen. Now you can skip right past him and head into the laboratory. Now that we've gotten past the purple tentacle, it's time to get past the meteor. Skip Dr. Fred, head to this cabinet, open it, and grab the radiation suit. Once you have that on, you're ready to face the meteor. Use your card key in this card slot and that'll open the door. But let's talk about how to defeat the meteor. Let's back up and look at Bernard calling the police on him. Now that you've made it past the purple tentacle, it's time to face off against the evil, murderous meteor. Now that the meteor police have taken the meteor away, all you need to do is have Bernard flip this switch, and that'll turn off the mind control to Dr. Fred. With the meteor taken care of and the mind control ended, Dr. Fred will let Sandy go and you get to see the ending of the game. Now let's take a look at how Wendy the writer beats the game. She just has to give the contract to the meteor to win. Then you get to see this. And there's another ending you can get if you're playing with Bernard and Wendy. Have Bernard call the meteor police, but before they show up, have Wendy give the contract to the meteor. Then this'll happen. So if you're not Wendy or Bernard and you have to take care of the meteor yourself, let's start by just going over and getting the meteor. Once I had the meteor, I thought, let's go back to the mansion, there's gotta be something there, but the doors are sealed shut, you can only move forward from this point. So head through the only other door in the meteor room. And now we're out front. In fact, we're locked out front, and the gate's locked too. And you can only open the garage if you use the hunk-o-matic. And then there's nothing you can do, so the entire house blows up. And that's not working out well for you, is it? because now everything in a 5-mile radius has been destroyed. So if you want to beat this game with anyone besides Wendy or Bernard, you're going to have to take a few extra steps, including opening that garage door after using the hunk-o-matic and getting the yellow key. So if you want to beat the game with someone besides Wendy or Bernard, make sure you grab the yellow key in the green tentacles room. And then when you're out at the pool, whoever used the hunk-o-matic can go through the gate. Then you can open the garage door. You're going to need to open the trunk with the yellow key. Not the weird Edsel, not the license plate, but the trunk. With the trunk open, grab the toolkit, that way there's plenty of room inside the trunk. This time when you grab the meteor and go outside, the garage door will be open, and the trunk will be right there. But make sure you have the yellow key also. Put the meteor in the trunk of the car. Then, use the yellow key in the weird Edsel. If you do everything right, this is the cutscene you'll see. But sometimes you accidentally use that key in the weird Edsel before you even get to the meteor, then this'll happen. Oh snap, you destroyed the whole garage. What are you gonna do when you get to the meteor? Well, if you destroyed the whole garage, when you grab the meteor and head out the door, just head through that gate area. Now remember, that countdown's still counting down, so you only have 2 minutes. We're gonna need to be really quick. Head inside and get upstairs to the 4th floor. 1 minute and 30 seconds. Chop chop, little onion. Once you made it to the 4th floor, head to the last room. Now all you have to do is feed the meteor to the plant, and then the game will be over. I'll let the credits roll so you can see the ending. Now that you know how to beat the game with everyone, let's talk about different ways you can kill off the kids. One of the ways you can get the kids killed is with the musicians. Send in your music tape instead of the demo tape, and then when the contract comes back with your name on it, show your new contract to the green tentacle and this'll happen. Or when you're playing with Wendy, show the green tentacle the meteor's contract and this happens. Another great one is when you get to the meteor's room, open up the cabinet but don't take the radiation suit. Instead, just walk in and this'll happen. Okay, this time let's head back to getting the glowing key. Have some kid turn off the pool, and then have another kid head down to the bottom of the pool where the glowing key is. But then before that kid comes out, swap back to the kid under the house and turn the water back off. Then this'll happen. And have you ever wondered what this red button at the bottom of the pool does? Go ahead and press it. This happens. You're getting a lot of killing done today. Now let's do one that's much, much worse. You have to use one of the musicians to do this. Take Ed's cute little hamster, open the microwave and put it inside, and well, I can't show the next part on my channel, it's too gory. Once you do, collect your findings from the microwave and give the exploded hams to Ed. If you kill off Dave in this game, then you're gonna get a different ending at the end, where Dr. Fred explains that he's really sorry about what happened to your boyfriend. But don't worry, he can build a bring him back to life machine to help out. And for the grand finale, I'm gonna show you how to kill off all 3 kids. All you need is a glass jar and the radioactive water from the pool. Put that in the microwave, and then turn on the microwave. That's gonna create some highly toxic radioactive steam. And then whichever kid opens the microwave, I know what you're thinking, that was horrible, but it only seemed to affect the one kid that opened the microwave. So let's see if another kid has learned. Go ahead and close the microwave and start it back up to make some more radioactive steam. Then open the microwave with a different kid and see what happens. Oh, well, Sid is way smarter, right? There's no way Sid would make the same mistake. Or is there? So just go ahead and turn on this microwave and make some radioactive steam and then go ahead and open it up. Now all the kids are dead. And look, they had room for exactly 3 gravestones, like it was all planned. And that's gonna do it for today's video. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and obey.